Francis Ngannou has been released by the PFL and is now a free agent once again. Francis fought just once during his time with the promotion, defeating Hearn Fajeda via first-round TKO at PFL Super Fights in 2024.
He had one fight left on his deal. It was either get that one fight in or the term of the contract expiring. He told us that very recently. So that was coming up in the next few months. And so both sides just decided to walk away. Francis Ngannou just doesn't fit who the PFL is in 2026. Last year of their deal, doing shows, trying to re-sign with either ESPN or getting another deal with someone else. I know those talks have begun, and I just think that they feel like, he just doesn't fit their business model right now. I think the narrative might be like, oh, this was a mistake. Well, mistake for who? Was it a mistake for Francis? No. Francis got paid more for that fight against Hearn Fajeda, that one fight. PFL had nothing to do with the Tyson Fury fight. But he got paid more for that one fight than, several UFC fights combined. That one fight versus his last fight against Cyril was probably like 5x, if not more.
Last week, Robert Whittaker revealed that his next fight will be at light heavyweight. Rob said he can still make middleweight, but he's unsure if he's performing at his best with the heavier weight cut. Rob has named 3 opponents he'd like to face in his light heavyweight debut. In an interview with Fox Sports Australia, he said, "I like the idea of Reyes, Jan Blachowicz, and Ankalaev. I want to fight someone in the direction I want to head, which is upwards." Both Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira made weight today, and tomorrow's main event is official.
Including one half of our co-main. I'm at the BMF champ, Max Holloway.
Max Holloway looked so good this week. It was almost like he isn't cutting. Remember how skinny and how beat up he was making 145? This really is
155.5, the official weight.
This is the weight he should be fighting at.
And Oliveira's a huge 55-pounder, and you see them size each other up. They're basically the same size.
Yeah, Max is tall.
Former lightweight champion, one of the best lightweight champions we have seen in that division. And what I love about him being in this spot was what we were talking about earlier.
156
for him. There was a time where not only his reputation in the UFC, but think about where he came from.
Dana White gave his reaction to Arman Tsarukyan's brawl with Giorgio Poullas and his team last weekend at RAF 6.
What do you guys think of a guy like Arman Tsarukyan potentially standing in your way?
Cara, não sei. Eu tô preocupado comigo. Quem tem que se preocupar com ele é o Dana.
Listen, I'm worried about myself. Who needs to be worried about Tsarukyan is Dana.
Again, he took the words right out of my damn mouth, brother.
Dana, what did you think about the extracurriculars that followed his wrestling match last week?
I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. I focus on my own stuff. That's somebody else's problem, not mine.
Cody Garbrandt is set to face Long Zhao tomorrow at UFC 326. Cody says a real American freestyle wrestling match versus Sean O'Malley is in the works for April 18th.
Yeah, they reached out a few times, so they were trying to set up a matchup with Sean O'Malley next month. So have his team reach out. We're ready to go. We come out unscathed on the fight this Saturday, and we go to Philadelphia and strap on the singlets and go to work.
So you presumably, if he takes it, would be on the same card as Merab, Cejudo. So 4 bantamweight champions.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Raf's doing an amazing job. The ambience of their shows, the talent that they're bringing in to really catapult wrestling in a great way. Their shows are awesome. If you haven't tuned in or watched, I think you guys all saw Arman last weekend. Went viral. So it's great, and it's for us to stay healthy. Not stay healthy, but for us to stay in activity. A lot of times we can have months, years, in between fights. So for us to go out there and still compete and still in martial arts as wrestling. To go out there and make some money. They're paying the wrestlers really good as well, and they're holding great shows, so I'm excited to be a part of it.
Isn't the part of you just going to be frustrated that you can't actually just fight Sean O'Malley?
Oh yeah, I tried to get that fight for a while, and now that's I'm hoping that he'll wrestle me because he negated the fight for quite some time. We try to get that matched up, so yeah, wrestling will be fun.
You could do an Arman and just hit him afterwards.
Yeah, you can always do that, right?
Khamzat Chimaev, Arman Tsarukyan, and Khalil Rountree are all currently training together under coach Sam Calvita.
77, 98, 99, 100. Good. That's it. Run it. Come on, Khalil. Run those hands. Let's go.
Cory Sandhagen called out Sean O'Malley. He posted this video to his Instagram last night. In the caption, he wrote, "Fight me, bro."
Yo, what's up, guys? Pay attention because I'm about to break down why the UFC is going to miss out on one of the biggest fights that they could put on the White House card right now, and it's because O'Malley's being a little entitled.
Would you fight someone else?
I'm chilling. How about a nice big cup of shut the f up?
Here's this fight that everybody wants you to, Cory Sandhagen.
At the end of the day, UFC makes the fights. I'm not, you know what I mean? So we'll see what they say. We don't do matchmaking till Tuesday.
You're a b****. If they say we're doing Merab, Peter, and we want you to fight Cory, are you interested?
I would ask, I would say, can I wait for Peter Merab?
That's not how it works.
The White House card, yeah, I mean, Cory goes up there, wins. I beat whoever's next.
Fight me. Frick.
Caio Borralho faces Reiner de Ritter tomorrow at UFC 326. Caio is coming off the second loss of his career, a unanimous decision defeat to Nasruddin Imavov. He says he was dealing with personal issues and lacked motivation heading into that fight. Caio believes he's ready to bounce back, beat RDR, and reassert himself in the middleweight title picture.
Today, I think that I was needing that, you know, like, because I was in the bottom, and I was dealing with some personal things and all this stuff, lack of motivation and all this, you know, and the training camp was kind of a nightmare and everything. Like, it wasn't the energy that I needed to go fight, you know, and I got time to get everything together, think about, get to self-know a little bit more, you know myself a little bit more, dig deep, and definitely came up like a phoenix after this one, you know. And right now I feel more present, more excited, more motivated, happier, and I just can't wait to be there on Saturday. No, it sets me up to a title conversation again, you know, for sure. After a great performance on Saturday, people are gonna be talking about my name when they talk about the title, you know. I'm not sure if just this fight is gonna be enough. Maybe I need to do one more, but if they, like, it just depends on my performance and getting back on this title conversation again, you know. Like, if the stars align perfectly in the division, I can be the next one. But I'm definitely want to work, and if I need to do one more, let's fucking do it.
Yesterday, news broke that Tom Aspinall has officially signed with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom talent agency. This news comes amid the ongoing back and forth between Hearn and Dana White, which ramped up after Zuffa Boxing recently signed Conor Benn away from Matchroom. Eddie doesn't feel Tom has been shown the respect he deserves as the UFC heavyweight champion. He also clarified that the deal isn't about moving Tom into boxing, but rather representing him and helping him with his business.
I have signed with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom on a commercial advisory deal. I wanted to add to my value. Eddie's someone that I've known for a fair bit. I trust Eddie. I want to make as much money and grow commercially as much as possible. Obviously, we're still recovering, but I'm looking to get back in there as soon as possible.
To me, he said, you know, you sure you want to represent me? I'm a bit, you know, bit of a sort of broken record at the moment. Like, you know, I said, what are you talking about? You're the UFC World Heavyweight Champion, mate. I just felt like I met a man that was just a little bit broken, if I'm honest with you. You got to feel like, you know, you've achieved a lot. I know you're humble, but at the same time, like, don't also forget what you've done and who you are. Like, I know it's a bit cringe, but put some respect on the name. You deserve to be treated in a specific way for what you've achieved. He has a contract with the UFC. This isn't about bringing him into boxing. This is a commercial representation and an advisory capacity to help him across all of his business. Everything that I hear means he can go in there and do serious damage in the boxing world, but it's not on the short-term agenda for sure. You know, more importantly at the moment is getting him back in the octagon. Spoke to his surgeons and the doctors and stuff like that, and actually looked at these multiple operations that he's had. And this is not just about a comeback against physical injury. This is emotional and mental challenges that he's faced in terms of the opinion of people from narratives that have been spun on him.
We need to get him back. And by the way, we don't even have to get him back to the top, because guess what? He's the top. You're the UFC World Heavyweight Champion. You don't get any bigger than that.
Dana White did an interview with Piers Morgan last night and discussed his relationship with Tom Aspinall. Dana says he likes Tom, has never had a problem with him, and added that the two of them need to sit down and talk.
Yeah, the company has talked to him. I haven't talked to him, and Tom and I obviously need to talk. You know, he came out recently, or his dad too, saying that, you know, they felt like I was, I don't know how they said it, but that I had sort of on him in the way that I had spoke about, you know, his eye injury was absolutely positively not the case. Tom Aspinall is a guy that I respect. He's been great, you know, to work with, you know, the whole time he's been here in the UFC. And, you know, never once did I question his injury or speak negatively about it. I said something once that I said, I think he's okay. And I think he's going to be good. And they came out and said, no, that's not the case. And they said, I haven't even talked to Dana. I don't know why he would say that. But, you know, obviously my medical team is talking to him. And that was what I had thought. And they thought that I had knocked him in some way, which I absolutely positively didn't and wouldn't. I like him very much and respect him. I've never had a problem with Tom Aspinall.
At the UFC 326 pre-fight presser, Dana reacted to Tom signing with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom talent agency. Dana claims to not care.
We don't have any issues with Eddie. They can get whoever they want to represent him. Tito Ortiz used to represent people, and we got it done.
UFC 326 goes down this weekend. The rematch between Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira for the BMF title. And big UFC events hit even harder when the action's on MyBookie. New users can use code FULLMOUNT and get their first bet covered up to $500. From the prelims to the main event, the full card is loaded with betting options. Money lines, props, round totals, live odds. It's all there. Looking for an edge? Start with the Partner Picks tab. Real selections from creators and fighters all in one place, with some boosted for even bigger payouts. Miss the first play? Use the Bet Back bonus token and run it back. And while you're locked in on UFC action, March Madness is also heating up, and MyBookie is celebrating in a big way, including their $100,000 bracket giveaway plus additional prize opportunities. So whether you're betting on fights or filling out brackets, there's plenty of action to get involved in. Again, for new users, use code FULLMOUNT at sign up and get your first bet covered up to $500. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only with MyBookie. Giorgio Poullas teams up with Paulo Costa against Arman Tsarukyan and Khamzat Chimaev.
I'm here with the beast, Giorgio. You know, we train with the best. And be ready, because we look for you guys. We look for you. You know who we're talking about, right? Arman, Khamzat. There's no chance for you, mother.
Arman left a comment on that post. He wrote bodybuilders with a laughing crying emoji. Tom Aspinall has reacted to Dana White signing Conor Benn to Zuffa Boxing for $15 million for a single fight. Tom says the news bothered a lot of fighters in the UFC.
We were saying hopefully this will be the start where other MMA fighters can look at this and be like, look what he's doing, look at the money that he's getting, look at the opportunity that he's getting with Matchroom and Eddie and stuff like that. Like, I want to be a bit of a trailblazer for MMA fighters who can make a lot of money and be successful outside the octagon as well as inside. Whether it be publicly or privately, a lot of MMA fighters, UFC champions, they like to complain about the money that we're getting paid. But that's the contract that we all signed. We're not going to get more than that. I've accepted that, and I want to make as much money outside of the octagon as I possibly can.
But we've seen Dana come in and he's paying boxers a lot more than in the UFC. Did that bother you at first at all?
I mean, I think it's bothered everybody. If one guy's getting paid 15 million and the other guy's getting 15 grand, I think that's a big difference, mate, which is part of the reason that I want to explore other options. I know me personally, every time I'm going in there, I'm risking my health. That's part of combat sports. And I want to be compensated for that as much as I possibly can.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Tom Aspinall signing with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom talent agency. The first one's from Lukewarm Winter. It says, Tom about to be stripped now. The second one's from Deeply Closeted 435. It says, Dana, Tom Aspinall is a bad guy. I never told anyone, but he attacked me while demanding more money. And the final one's from Why Use a Handle. It says, Dana, Tom Aspinall was never my friend. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.